I was gonna make a video with the top 10 tips and tricks for the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, and then I realized that there's already plenty of videos out there that are basically everybody's just repeating the same thing over and over. Instead, I decided to make this video and make it more personalized, where I share my top 10 advice for a new Galaxy Note 20 Ultra user. Some of this advice is gonna sound very silly if you are a pretty advanced Note user or you had an Android phone before. I hope this is gonna add value to some of the average users that are coming, especially if they're coming new to the Note phone or they're coming from an iPhone. Things that I definitely will wanna know as soon as I open the box, or as soon as I get my new Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. Let's go. And number one, this is one of the things that I see that a lot of people ask about in the groups, and that's where are the microphones, or what are these holes here, and what are these bands here? So first of all, you're gonna have 3 microphones on this phone. On the top and on the bottom, you're gonna have your microphones. And on the back, right where the camera is, you're gonna have another hole in there. And this hole is gonna be another microphone, which is mostly gonna be used when you zoom in. That's another feature that you get with the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. So just keep in mind, as you are trying to eject your SIM card tray, or you're trying to put in your SD card, just make sure you don't poke the other holes where you have the microphone. Something that I guess it's easily can be confused, and you're gonna end up poking your microphone. Also, if you notice, you're gonna have some bands around the phone. This is totally normal, don't freak out. These are just basically are used as for antenna bands, which are used for different purposes. Number 2, something that has been talked about a lot is you're gonna get your S Pen, but this time Samsung is not gonna provide an end tip on your Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. So you gotta keep in mind that they last pretty long. I mean, I don't think I ever breaking or damaging one, but if you are a heavy user, especially if you're using this to draw a lot or sketch, eventually it may start wearing out, or if you just by accident you scrape it on the table or something, it may end up breaking. So don't freak out if that happens. Just remember that we used to get extra end tips. Samsung this time decided not to provide any, but you can pick some up on Amazon. I'm sure there's other places where you can pick up some of the originals, but just so you know, you're gonna get some clips like this, something that you didn't get in the box this time. I got this from my old device, and all you gotta do is just basically just grab the end tip, and you're just gonna slightly push, and it comes off very easily. And the same way, just adding it back in there, you just pop it in there and it goes right in there. So if for some reason you happen to damage your end tip, don't freak out. Remember, you can just go purchase one. I'll have some links in the description below if you guys want to go check that out. Number 3, you're gonna have a side key, also known as the Bixby button or the power button. This can be customized, as right now if you press on it, it will basically cause your screen to turn off, or it will power it back on. Or if you long press on it, it's going to allow you to give you the options to turn off the device or restart it. If you double tap on it, it's either going to probably start Bixby. But the thing about this is you can customize the side key. And the way you can do that is just basically bring down your notification bar down. Then you're going to go down to settings. From the settings, you're going to go to advanced option features. From advanced features, right on the top, you're going to click on side key. And here you're going to have different options on how you can customize this. As you can see, double tap or double press, you can customize it to either just do the quick launch camera, which most of the people do that if you want to be able to get the camera out, or you can open Bixby, which I don't recommend that. Don't do that. Stay away from Bixby. Or you can do where you can customize it and you can have an app to open, which for me, what I have is I have the flashlight. I mean, it's one of the things that when I need it, I'm always struggling trying to get it to come back up or turning it off. So I just went ahead and enable it to turn on the flashlight. So for me, it's just basically having a flashlight with my phone, and I can activate it by just double tapping, turning it on or turning it off. Again, you can customize it, just pretty much any of your apps that you have that is going to give you an option to launch it. Now number 4, and I'm jumping around, I probably should have mentioned that before, but you also notice if you bought your Galaxy Note 20 Ultra in the US, it came with no earphones. And you probably know this, but most likely you probably don't. Just so you know, Samsung didn't provide them, but you can give them a call or you can contact them online, which I'll have the information in the description below. Just go in there, let them know, hey, fill out the form, let them know you want the headphones, and they basically are going to ship out just the usual earphones that we get. I mean, these are very good quality. So if you don't happen to have a set, definitely make sure you do that. I had people that mentioned that they got them as fast as 2 to 3 days after they fill out the form. This was one of those Samsung. I don't understand. They're saying they're trying to be environmental friendly. That's why they didn't provide it in the box. But I feel like they didn't do a good job at communicating to the customers, letting them know, hey, if you really want them, hey, just let us know. We'll send them out to you, right? Maybe put a slip in the box so people are aware. And people don't have to find out through other people, like some of y'all are probably finding out on this video. And that's going to bring us to number 5. If you already have a pair of headphones which use an audio jack, well, you don't get an audio jack on this phone, right? So if you do have a very expensive or very good headsets that are maybe if they even wireless, but you prefer to use the audio jack or the cable to listen to your music, just be aware that even though you cannot connect it directly, you can go out there and purchase what they call a dongle. Basically, it's just an adapter where you can connect it to the charging port, and on the other side, you're going to be able to connect it to your headphones. So that's something to keep in mind. Some of y'all probably already know, some of you may not know that, but also I'll have some links in the description so you guys want to go check it out in Amazon. Just keep in mind, from what I read, is that not all the dongles will be compatible. So before you go and purchase one, make sure that you read on the description or on the details of the actual dongle that it does state that it is compatible with the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. And number 6, so if you got your box from one of the carriers, for example, T-Mobile, you're going to get a SIM card that came with it. Now, something to keep in mind is you probably are using a 4G SIM card, and you want to make sure you activate that 5G SIM card to make sure you are using the network up to these capabilities and you're not gonna have issues. That's a mistake that I made when I got the phone. I was so excited. I got it out of the box. I just put the SIM card to the side because I never activate the SIM card. I just keep swapping the same SIM card from one phone to another. And then I realized that I was having some issues, some network issues, and then I found that I was supposed to activate that 5G SIM card. So I don't know about other carriers like AT&T or Verizon, or if you're international, I don't know how that's going to impact you. So make sure you reach out to your provider and ask them about if you have to have a 5G SIM card or if they will provide that for you. A lot of times you can just ask if they're giving them to you for free. So make sure you don't have to pay for another one. Number 7, this is something that I see many people complain, not once, not twice, many times. I saw it in the groups. Something that I noticed too. So if you are trying to take a picture or take a quick snap of a receipt or just take a scan of a document, you're gonna notice that the images or the files don't come as sharp as they used to. They look blurry. And from what I understand is because the main camera, it has a bigger sensor. So it is a little bit harder to focus on the image. But the thing that you want to do is, and this is going to fix it. So once you get your camera going, make sure you click on your wide angle settings and you're going to see there's a ×2. So you just click on that ×2 and that's going to solve the issue. You're going to be able to take pictures or of any received and you're not going to have any issues with the quality of the image. At least that has done it for me, and I'm sure that's going to help you in the future as well. Now, in number 8, I want to touch up here about the protection of your Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. Depending on who you ask, different people are going to tell you a different perspective. A lot of people don't like to use a case on their new Galaxy Note phones because it does take away from the, the pristine condition, like just having the feel of the actual phone. But this phone is pretty much made out of glass entirely. The back panel, the front. And now let's talk about that camera bump, right? Like you got a bigger glass display, which is going to shatter easily. So my advice to you is follow your gut. I mean, if you can afford to fix it or if you have warranty, even with the warranty may be expensive. If you drop it, you shatter it, you feel comfortable with that you can get it repaired, go for it. Go without a case. But if you know you're not going to be able to afford to pay hundreds of dollars to get the back panel replaced or even the front, definitely go with a good quality case. And also make sure you protect that camera lens. I mean, this is something that I've seen so many people mention that they already broke their lens. And again, bigger bump, you have a large area which is going to be easier to shatter. Something that I did is, and I'm not saying you should, but I picked up this case, which basically has a pretty good protection for the for the camera. I mean, it does kind of change the feel of the phone, but it's nice. I mean, it does come with a ring that works as a kickstand, allows me to hold the phone, and gives a pretty decent protection to the overall of the phone, and it has a good protection for the camera bump or the lens. Now, you can also pick up just like a glass screen protector or a glass protector for your camera lens. That's going to add another layer of protection. When it comes to the front panel, again, I personally, I don't use screen protectors. With the Galaxy Note 9, I actually did try one. It was a glass white dome. It was pretty expensive. It was about $60. So those can run you from $30 to $60. I mean, they are very nice. They are prestige. They're pristine. They feel really good. But they also shatter easily. So you're going to be throwing money at the screen protector if they tend to break easily as well. But again, definitely from my perspective, I definitely get a case, protect your phone, get something to protect the bump, the camera. And if when it comes to having a screen protector, I'll leave it up to you. I mean, I personally, I don't use screen protectors, and I feel like with the case, it's enough for me. Now, this was another cool trick that I didn't learn this until recently, or I forgot about it, but so when your phone goes to sleep, right, throughout the day, I tend to just hit the side key to wake it up, and then I will just basically use the fingerprint sensor to enable it. Something to keep in mind is you don't have to do that. You can just double tap on your screen and that will wake it up. Or if once you get used to where the location of the fingerprint is, all you have to do is just put your finger in there and it's going to automatically unlock the phone for you. Just keep that in mind as you're learning to use your new device or your Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. This is something that's going to help you throughout the day or on a daily basis to make it more user-friendly. And if for some reason it's not enabled, one way you can enable it is if you go to notification bar, go to settings, scroll down, so you're going to go to advanced features. In advanced features, you're going to scroll down and you're going to click on motions and gestures. From there, you're going to notice that there's an option for double tap to wake. So make sure you have this enabled and you should be good to go. Another option, since you're going to be using this all the time, you can either just have gesture controls. That just basically means how you want to have your navigate around the phone, have your pop-up windows go back. You can either have the gesture control, or you can actually change it to the original where you just have the buttons. And the way you get to it, you can bring out your notification bar, click on settings. From the settings, you're going to click on display. From display, just scroll up and then you are going to see navigation bar right down here. You click on navigation bar and this is what I'm talking about. So if you want to do the swipe up and down, or if you just want to have your usual buttons for the multi-window, just the home or the back key. So you can adjust it however you want it. Here, as you can see, you have it back, or you can change it back to gesture control. Now, something to keep in mind is if you are going to use your S Pen for like drawing, or you're going to be sketching and you do have the gesture control, many times you may end up just touching this one of the bottom gesture controls, and it's going to either close your app or kick you out of the app or take you somewhere else. And it can get pretty annoying. So you can actually block that with the S Pen so you don't have that issue. So if you do enable the block gestures with the S Pen, you enable that. So if you're sketching and you, by any reason, as you can see, you happen to touch one of the gesture controls with the S Pen, it's not gonna kick you out or it's not gonna take an action on your actual app. And so when you're done, you can always just either come back and just turn that off. But there you go, guys. This was just a very basic 10 tips or my 10 points, things that I will advise to any Note 20 Ultra new user. Hopefully this added any value. If you guys thought this was silly, well, I'm sorry about that. Hopefully it did help some people. But if you want to share some other tips or some other tricks that any new user can benefit from, hey, let us know in the comment section below. I'll make sure to point those out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.